It's time for Macon and Eggs. Good morning, I'm Leah Fleming. I'm here with Charles Richardson. He's the editorial page editor for The Telegraph. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
It's always great to see you. We are talking right now about Jerry Modena. He's being laid to rest today. The former Bibb County Sheriff, he died last week at the age of 73, and he's being remembered as a firm but fair man. He came before my time. Tell us a little bit about him and your thoughts.
Well, Jerry was fun. He was fun, but as they say, he was very firm. He never did not have a smile on his face, except when he had to get serious. He always had sort of a kind of a wry grin, but when he had to get serious, you knew he was serious. There was no doubt about, I'm serious now, the laughing is over with. And his whole tone of voice would change. And you would know that, okay, now it's time to start paying attention. But I could call up Jerry at any time of the day or night, and he would answer his phone, and he'd answer my question. And he did that with everybody.
Was he from here?
He was from here. He had been a SWAT commander here. He had been 40 years in law enforcement, so he was well known, and he knew everybody. And I mean everybody by their first name, and had a long relationship with particularly everybody in the media.
What do you think his legacy will be?
Well, I think his legacy, he was a forerunner as far as data collection is concerned, as far as where the crime was happening and where he had to deploy his forces. He was also a forerunner in saying, hey, look, folks, we are running a mental hospital here as far as the jail is concerned, and how are we going to deal with that? He was addressing that issue a decade or so ago when the mental hospitals were shutting down in the area, and he was finding them in their jail. And our medical bills for our jail are over $1 million. And it was happening then, and he was waving the flag way back then saying we need to separate these folks from our normal population because they're not criminals, they're mentally ill, and they need help.
He sounds like he was very compassionate.
Very compassionate.
Yeah.
And you know, the times when you can see the real stress is when one of his officers, deputies, was injured or killed. And it was like somebody had hurt one of his own children.
Well, he is being laid to rest today, and we certainly offer our condolences to the family.
Yes.
And what a life lived.
What a life lived. He's a great man gone.
Yeah. All right, hot topic number 2, pomp and circumstance. It's being played in graduation ceremonies all over Middle Georgia. Graduation season is indeed here, and such a festive time for the class of 2015. What are they facing, though?
Well, they're facing a brand new life. Some of them are going to go on to graduate school. Some of them are going to go to the world of work. And I would only give them one piece of advice. Find out a passion, if they haven't found it already, something that they really enjoy doing. Forget about how much they're paid. Forget about all of that, because before you know it, they're going to be as old as me, and they're going to look back and they're going to say, boy, that went by quickly.
Oh, amen to that.
You know,
it goes so fast, doesn't it?
So it's got to be a passion.
Yeah.
It can't be just an occupation or a career. It's got to be a passion to make you so that you're fulfilled in life, and to put that other stuff aside.
Yeah, the money will come.
The money will come, and but the satisfaction will come from the passion of what you do.
Oh, I believe that. I believe that. You're living your passion.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No doubt about it, because if you didn't, you couldn't get up in the morning.
Yep, me too.
Go up. It's hard to get passionate about digging a ditch.
Unless you like digging.
Unless you like digging. Or getting up on a roof on a hot summer's day. I have no passion for that. No.
Yeah.
And they make pretty good money, by the way.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right. Well, we congratulate the class of 2015. And I agree. Live your passion. All right. Speaking of passion, Macon Bibb Mayor Robert Rickard, he's been very passionate about his work with our new government and cutting this 20% mandated expenses that need to be cut out of the budget when the merger happened. And he released his $148 million spending plan.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it's about $10 million less than it was last year. And really, this is only their second budget. It's really their third, but the first budget was really a mishmash of their first the combined county and city budget, because they had just come together on December 31st of that year. So this is really just their second budget. So they've done a very good job. The biggest thing is that they've equalized the pay between city and county workers. Now, where that plays out very heavily is in law enforcement. You had former Macon police officers and deputies, same rank, same amount of service, making different amounts of pay. So they've evened all that out. They've also evened that out in the other areas of county government. So that is a tremendous accomplishment. And they've been able to do it without cutting back on certain equipment that the sheriff needs and that kind of thing. So it's a huge accomplishment. And they've lowered the taxes of city residents who were basically being taxed twice. For years, there was this myth that the county residents were paying more of their share than the city residents. No, the city residents were being taxed twice, once by the city and once by the county, and the city rate was higher. So the mayor has taken the last 2 years to cut that down, so the city residents have been getting a tax decrease while the county rate has stayed stable. Okay. Tremendous accomplishment, and they're a year ahead of where they thought they'd be 2 years ago.
What about early retirements? Do you think that will work?
He has made that so attractive that it's like an offer you cannot refuse. If you're close to retirement, he's made it to the point where you almost can't say no, because financially it'd be pretty stupid.
Yeah.
You know, why work when somebody's paying you to stay home and you can go off and do something else?
Take the money and run.
Take the money and run. You know, that's all I can say. You know, but you don't think about retirement and stuff like that until it actually hits you in your face, and you're wondering, okay, what do I do next? That's a question that we all have to be faced with, and that class of 2015, at some point, they're going to be looking at the same thing, because a few years down the road, they're going to be saying, oh, I'm about to retire. Whoa!
It does go that fast, right?
It goes that fast.
Yeah. All right. Well, talking about going fast, this has gone fast.
It's gone fast.
Yeah. Well, we will do it again next week. And for the more extended conversation, because we cut it down for radio, you can head to Macon.com or you can head to gpb.org/Macon. Charles and I will be back next week.
See you then.